This is Rich making another video on XRP today, as usual. So, wherever you are in this amazing globe, I hope you're all having a nice day today. We are going to discuss XRP, and I briefly discussed this in a video yesterday. I need to have been more specific. No more reports about XRP. The CEO of Ripple announces a significant shift. Brad, however, stated this. He stated that Ripple's XRP holdings will continue to be listed on the business's official website going forward. Social media blog posts will now be used to inform the Q community about the firm and XRP. They will no longer be included in a single report, which might lessen the disclosure's legal significance. According to Garlinghouse, the SEC weaponized the transparency the report offered. It's important to remember that the regulator who filed the lawsuit against Ripple in 2020 cited a few of the company's disclosures to support its claim that XRP is not decentralized enough. However, on their website, you can always view how much XRP Ripple has. Simply put, they will no longer publish these reports. It's also true, the SEC used the fact that Ripple was open and honest with the XRP community even back then as a weapon against the company. XRP may become a worldwide financial backbone as a result of Ripple's banking aspirations. The source of this is Blue Hawk Legend. According to this article, Ripple is becoming into a bank. The strategic direction of Ripple has expanded beyond cross-border transfers. It is preparing to become a fully licensed digital bank behind the scenes. Blending into the banking ecosystem is not the goal of the move. Its DNA needs to be rewritten. We would be the branches if Ripple were to turn into a bank. We are also working toward having our own bank. Without a bank, you will be able to lend out your XRP, borrow against it, and generate passive income from it. That's what makes cryptocurrency so fantastic. It makes it very simple to depart from the conventional system. Additionally, there are more and more ways for making money with your XRP. The digital euro made a big move. To evaluate payment use cases, the ECB established an innovation platform with 70 participants. Thank you to the DEA members who were chosen. You're influencing how EU payments will develop in the future. What are they doing anyway? The private sector is where they're heading. Here in the United States, the same thing is taking place. The economy is being privatized. But take a look at their selection. To test the digital net euro, Kadi Network is one of them. Kadi is currently associated with Axelor and GradeKid, both of whom have connections to Ripple. The European Central Bank's digital euro project has chosen Quant and Q&T Quant as a pioneer partner. We were certain that Quant would be involved, and as you can see, this connects XRP and Q&T. Another person that is a partner here is Hydera. Thus, Hydera, XRP, and Q&T are joining forces. Ripple joins the Digital Euro Association as a gold-supporting member. The irony of this situation is that these networks comply with ISO. We have always considered these cryptocurrencies to be a component of the new financial system. Through their collaborations, they inform you about the future. The digital pound will experience the same outcome. The digital dollar will experience the same thing, and so forth. Going on, a small number of cryptocurrencies will control the whole financial system. All of the money will be transferred by them. Donald Trump starting to discuss digital trade is the one thing I'm most excited about. As we already know, XDC established a U.S. office. Is this something they're working on behind the scenes? Because we also discuss tariffs a lot on the front end. Not to mention that XLM will be involved in all of this. Additionally, XLM will be crucial to person-to-person money transfers, including some CBDCs. I do not wish to disparage XLM in any way. I continue to believe that XLM is a fantastic investment, with a high return on investment. But now you can see everything coming together. In the future, the Internet of Things, smart cities, and even smart homes will be all the rage. Everything is moving in this way. An appliance you recently purchased connects to your Wi-Fi. IOTA won't be big, do you think? It is a sleeping behemoth, of great size, still incredibly underappreciated. Strobe, which is based on the XRP ledger and is driven by Axelar and the new XRP ledger EBM sidechain, will convert idle XRP into yield-generating permissionless DeFi so that your assets can start working. One by one, the early access waitlist is now available, possibility for you to profit from your XRP, and this will keep happening. This is being embraced by everyone. Currently, it seems that Axelar was the first company to open up DeFi possibilities for XRP holders, followed by one company, two companies, and now announcements every single day. On the XRP ledger, is it possible for an XRP holder to generate passive income? The results of recent tests are startling. They tested this, and the actual outcome was 0.3990 XRP in just 9 days. Thus, the experiment yielded that much XRP after 9 days, yielding a return of 3.41%. 41% APR, which is below the cutoff point where they consistently stated, well, expect between 3 and 5% yield, proving that the returns are real. We already know that this works, so I'm just waiting for a couple more alternatives to present themselves. I don't want to jump right in, and once I do, I'll utilize it myself. We'll post it on this channel for everyone to see. John Thun discusses his intention to hold a Genius Act vote this week. Listen to it. All right, I've told the Democrats that we're welcome. Any changes they may have in mind are much appreciated. However, keep in mind that numerous adjustments have already been implemented. Accordingly, the Republican and Democratic authors of that law have collaborated to create 6 distinct versions in response to input received. Therefore, if you look at, say, Kirsten Gillibrand, Cynthia Loomis, and Measure Haggerty, the folks who worked on and wrote this measure, they have now gone out and put a draft of it out there, sent it back, and had a lot of input from Democrats. That is what they have done 6 times. Thus, this has been an ongoing, iterative process for a number of months. As I've consistently stated, it also had a markup in the Senate Banking Committee. We wish to proceed with the usual order. We want to ensure that there is a procedure for other members to submit amendments to these measures. And they did. The Senate Banking Committee spent 3.5 hours reviewing more than 40 amendments. Thus, a great deal of work has already been done on this. I suppose I should ask when the Democrats will accept yes as a response. Additionally, we are more than happy to read over and collaborate with them on any other ideas or items they would like to see included in the draft. Well, but we must begin to take action. There is widespread bipartisan support for this piece of legislation. I believe we may receive a very strong vote from both Democrats and Republicans if we get it on the floor. But we must get it there. First, the Democrats are currently discussing filibustering, which would prevent the bill from even moving forward. And we believe it's crucial that we move on with it, hoping it's the stablecoin bill that they're working on, but it appears to be delayed once more, and Maxine Waters hurried out the door. Adults stay in the space. Democrats and Republicans are collaborating on bipartisan initiatives to clarify the digital asset market. Do you know what it is? They don't want anything to do with the digital asset area because they feel powerless over it. But they also don't want it to advance. They have been cracking down on cryptocurrency for the past 4 years for the same reason, but because he was giving these politicians money back, Sam Bankman was released. Oh, how wonderful he was. We have to allow FTX to proceed. We are all aware of how that went wrong. Instead of behaving like grown-ups, they now want to flee the room or attempt to prevent things from happening when they need to be done. For the United States to prosper, innovation is essential. These individuals are unaware that the rest of the world is not slowing down. Everything is moving forward at full speed. They perceive an opportunity to gain the upper hand as the U.S. lags behind. Since it eliminates all intermediaries, the economy of that nation will flourish if they begin integrating something like Riplet and Xrp into their banking system. It eliminates all costs and completes everything in a few seconds, whereas it often takes a few days. And these folks are trying to prevent that from occurring in the US. Whether they like it or not, they will get paid in real time. Whether they like it or not, technology is advancing. There is nothing that can prevent this from occurring. Already the train has departed the station. They did, of course. Keep in mind that these are the most pro-SEC people ever. Canary Capital's plan for a Litecoin ETF is delayed. I genuinely believed that this would be expedited, but it is now being postponed. I'm waiting on Atkins to begin announcing things. I want him to discuss our next course of action. Additionally, I would like him to provide us with a timeline for the XRP ETFs. In order for us to proceed with XRP and Ripple, I would also like him to exert some pressure on the judge to get that injunction lifted. However, they will keep delaying this for as long as they can. They are aware of Ripple's significance. They are aware of XRP's significance. Therefore, they could continue to advertise Bitcoin throughout the news media as long as they could keep it a little while longer. For one more cash out, they might persuade ordinary investors to pour their money into Bitcoin, because you won't hear about Bitcoin anymore once XRP begins to integrate into our banking system in the United States. At this point, all of the conversation will change. Yes, Ripple is now transferring the US dollar to the digital currency. One cryptocurrency that helps move the US digital dollar is called XRP. That's the topic of their conversation. We are still in the hype cycle at the moment. Every day we continue to spread rumors about X. I don't even use it as frequently as I once did. I simply search for topics to discuss and then create videos because the story is the same every day. Oh, the Bitcoin Reserve was just approved by this state, and in a future video, I'll go into greater detail about that. However, it's useless as you can see. There is no purpose for it. All of this hoopla is supported by phony tether. XRP is quite useful. It is designed to move valuable objects. It might still be moved by the dollar even in its current paper, fiat form. Therefore, why are we still discussing this when we ought to be discussing the impending disruption? They want to cash out one last time before it happens, I promise you. Additionally, be patient till it happens. Remain upbeat, and let's all get wealthy. That being said, I will now conclude this video. Thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you very much. The next one will see you. Enjoy your evening.